It was a scorching Tuesday afternoon in suburban Atlanta, the kind where the heat waves dance off the asphalt like mischievous spirits. My wife Maria and I had just finished a long drive from visiting her parents in Savannah, and our old Honda Civic was gasping for fuel. We pulled into the bustling quick-trip gas station off I-85, the one with the oversized fountain drinks and lottery ticket addicts hovering by the doors. Maria hopped out to pump the gas while I ran inside for some snacks beef. Jerky for me, a bag of sour gummies for her. Little did I know that mundane pit stop was about to turn into the most absurd encounter of our lives, starring a wild-eyed woman we'd later dub Karen Supreme. As Maria slid the nozzle into the tank, a shrill voice pierced the air. "Hey, that's my pump. You're stealing my spot." And just like that, the chaos erupted. Maria turned, her dark curls bouncing under her sun hat, a polite smile plastered on her face despite the exhaustion from the road. She's always been the calm one in our marriage, the yin to my fiery yang. At 32, with her warm brown eyes and infectious laugh, she could diffuse most situations with a kind word. But this woman was a force of nature wrapped in yoga pants and a visor that screamed, "I demand to speak to the manager." She was in her mid-50s, blonde bob perfectly coiffed, clutching a Starbucks cup like a weapon. Her SUV idled behind us, blocking the lane, even though there were 3 empty pumps nearby. "Excuse me?" Maria said, her voice steady. "We were here first." The pump was free. The woman, let's call her Karen, because it fits like a glove, narrowed her eyes, her face flushing redder than the Georgia clay. I was circling. I had my eye on this one. "You're cutting in line." Maria glanced around. There was no line, just cars coming and going in the typical gas station shuffle. I was inside, oblivious, debating between original or teriyaki jerky, when I heard the commotion through the glass doors. Karen was gesturing wildly, her phone already in hand. "I'm calling. The police? This is assault on my rights." "Assault?" Maria hadn't even touched her. My heart skipped a beat as I abandoned the snacks and bolted outside. It's the bell jingling behind me like a warning siren. By the time I reached them, Karen was on the line with 911, her voice escalating to operatic levels. "Operator, there's a woman here stealing my gas pump. She's being aggressive. I feel threatened." Maria stood there, arms crossed, the pump still clicking away as it filled our tank. I could see the mix of amusement and irritation in her eyes, the kind of look she gives when our dog chews another shoe. "Honey, what's going on?" I asked, sliding an arm around her waist. She whispered, "Some lady thinks we stole her spot. She's actually calling the cops." Karen shot me a glare that could curdle milk. "You two are in on this together. This is a conspiracy. I pay taxes for these pumps." The wait for the police felt eternal, the sun beating down like a judgmental spotlight. Other drivers gawked from their cars, some chuckling, others shaking their heads. Karen paced back and forth, muttering about entitled millennials, even though we're both in our 30s and work full-time jobs, me as a graphic designer, Maria as a school teacher. The irony burned. Here was this woman, embodying every stereotype of privilege, accusing us of entitlement. My blood boiled, a familiar anger bubbling up from years of dealing with microaggressions. Maria's family is from Puerto Rico, and while she's as American as apple pie, we faced our share of go back to where you came from nonsense. Was this racial, or just pure, unadulterated Karenism? Either way, it stung. Maria squeezed my hand, her touch grounding me. "It's okay, Alex. Let's just finish and go." But Karen wasn't done. She snapped photos of our license plate, our faces, even the pump number. "Evidence," she crowed. "You'll be sorry when the authorities arrive." The gas finished pumping $45.67. Worth and Maria printed the receipt, tucking it into her purse. We could have left, but something in me wanted to stay, to see this through. Call it stubborn pride or morbid curiosity. Minutes later, sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder, until 2 squad cars pulled in, lights flashing but no blare. 4 officers emerged, 2 burly guys in their 40s, a younger woman with a ponytail, and an older sergeant who looked like he'd seen it all. Karen rushed them like a damsel in a bad movie. "Officers, thank God." People assaulted me by taking my pump. I was here first. The sergeant, a grizzled man with a mustache that could hide secrets, raised a hand. Ma'am, calm down. Let's hear everyone's side. Maria and I explained calmly. We arrived. No one was at the pump. We started filling up. Simple as that. Karen interrupted every sentence, her voice cracking with indignation. They cut me off. I have rights. This is my regular station. The officers exchanged glances, the kind that say, here we go again. The ponytail officer asked for details, times, positions, witnesses. A couple of bystanders corroborated our story. I even said Karen had been idling in the lot for 5 minutes before we arrived, but Karen doubled down. Check the cameras. They'll show I'm right. The sergeant sighed. Ma'am, gas stations aren't public property like that. Pumps are first come, first served. Still, to appease her, he asked for our receipt as proof of transaction time. Maria handed it over without a word. The sergeant glanced at it, then did a double take. His mustache twitched. They passed it to the other officers, and suddenly, chuckles erupted. One burst into full laughter, clutching his side. Oh man, look at this. The ponytail officer snorted, trying to stifle it. Even the burly guys grinned. Karen's face drained of color. What's so funny? This is serious. The sergeant cleared his throat, composing himself. Ma'am, according to this receipt, these folks started pumping at 3:12 p.m., but your call to 911 came in at 3:10 p.m. A beat of silence. Then it hit us. Karen had called the cops before we even began pumping. She'd dialed emergency services the moment she saw Maria at the pump, assuming foul play without a shred of interaction. The officers were in stitches now. The absurdity too much. Called about a crime that hadn't happened yet? One laughed. That's some Minority Report stuff right there. Karen stammered, her bravado crumbling. I felt threatened in advance. Preemptive self-defense? The sergeant shook his head, wiping a tear from his eye. Ma'am, 911 is for emergencies, not pump disputes. This is a waste of resources. He turned to us. You folks are free to go. Sorry for the hassle. As we drove off, I caught Karen in the rear view, arguing futilely while the officers lectured her on misuse of emergency lines. She might have gotten a warning, or even a fine we never found out. That evening, back home with takeout pizza and our dog Luna curled at our feet, Maria and I recounted the tale, our laughter echoing through the living room. But beneath the humor lingered a raw emotion, a mix of relief, frustration, and a touch of sadness. Relief that it ended without escalation. Frustration at the entitlement that turns everyday moments into battlegrounds. Sadness that people like. Karen exists quick to weaponize authority against strangers. Maria leaned her head on my shoulder. You know, Alex, it's exhausting sometimes, being the one who has to stay calm. I nodded, pulling her closer. I know, love, but you handled it like a queen. And hey, we got a story out of it. In the days that followed, we shared the anecdote with friends, who howled at the receipt twist. It went viral on our group chat, even inspiring a meme or two. But for us, it was a reminder of resilience. Maria's poise in the face of nonsense strengthened my admiration for her. We'd faced worse job losses, family health scares, but this petty drama highlighted her grace under fire. As for Karen, I hope she learned something, though I doubt it. People like her rarely do. Still, every time we fill up now, we check the receipt timestamp and share a knowing smile. Life's too short for pump wars, but damn if it doesn't make for a hell of a tale.